May 31, 2006, Stockholm, Sweden. Just before sunrise, police vehicles roll quietly through the streets. This isn't a routine arrest, it's a coordinated national operation. More than 50 armed officers hit 10 locations at once. Doors are forced open, servers are unplugged while still running, hard drives are pulled, labeled, and sealed into evidence bags. By late morning, Swedish television interrupts programming with breaking news. The Pirate Bay has been shut down. Prosecutors stand at podiums. Hollywood studios issue statements of praise. Executives in Los Angeles raise glasses. At that moment, it truly looks like the end. The world's largest BitTorrent site, used by tens of millions, appears to be gone. But what nobody realizes yet is that they've only captured the shell. 72 hours later, something strange happens. Users refresh their browsers, forums light up with rumors, then, suddenly, the site loads. Same name, same structure, new image, the world's most resilient BitTorrent site. Governments don't panic yet, but behind closed doors, something has changed. Because this wasn't luck, this was preparation. To understand what happened, you have to go back. Early 2000s, Stockholm. A teenage programmer named Gottfrid Svartholm sits on his bedroom floor. Cables run from a server hidden under his bed. The hum of hardware fills the room. Online, he goes by Anakata. He's fascinated by cryptography, networks, and one question above all others. How do you build something that cannot be shut down? Together with Fredrik Neij and Peter Sunde, he begins working on a BitTorrent tracker connected to an anti-copyright movement in Sweden. They don't host movies, they don't store music, they simply connect people. By 2004, the project has a name, the Pirate Bay, and it grows far faster than anyone expects. Hollywood notices quickly. Legal threats arrive from major studios. Cease and desist letters demand shutdowns. Instead of complying, the founders do something unexpected. They post the letters publicly, sometimes with sarcastic commentary. The result? Traffic surges. Every threat becomes free advertising. Every attempt to silence them brings more users. By 2005, Pirate Bay traffic rivals major tech startups. Millions of users pass through its systems daily. The site looks simple, just a search bar and a logo, but beneath it is something else entirely. Gottfrid quietly engineers the platform for survival, encrypted backups stored abroad, databases small enough to move instantly, infrastructure that can be rebuilt anywhere. The site is no longer dependent on Sweden. It's no longer dependent on him. By the time police begin planning the 2006 raid, the most important parts of Pirate Bay already exist outside their reach. When police finally strike in May 2006, they believe they're dismantling the core, but the core is already gone. Servers are seized, founders are detained, and yet, the data lives on. 3 days later, Pirate Bay returns, stronger. Traffic doesn't fall, it explodes. The raid becomes the greatest marketing campaign the site ever receives. Law enforcement now understands the truth. You can seize machines, but machines aren't the system. Authorities change tactics. Instead of chasing hardware, they target people. In 2009, the founders are put on trial in Stockholm. The courtroom is packed with journalists from around the world. Prosecutors argue the men enabled mass copyright infringement. The defense argues Pirate Bay is only an index, legally distinct from hosting. The trial becomes symbolic. It's no longer just about piracy, it's about control. On April 17, 2009, the verdict arrives. Guilty, prison sentences, massive fines. The court believes this will end it. It doesn't. After the verdict, Pirate Bay adapts again. In 2012, it removes torrent files entirely and switches to magnet links. No files to seize, no servers to shut down, just hashes, mathematical instructions. You can't confiscate an equation. The site becomes easier to clone, mirror, and relocate. Even if the founders disappear, the system remains. And then, Gottfrid vanishes. He's later found in Cambodia, arrested and extradited. But this time, the charges go beyond copyright. Authorities accuse him of hacking government systems in Sweden and Denmark. He denies involvement, claiming his computer was remotely compromised. Courts partially accept the explanation, but still convict him. Years pass in prison. By 2015 he is finally released, quietly, no press conference, no celebration. Today, the Pirate Bay still exists, not as powerful as before, not as central, but still alive. It survived raids, trials, imprisonment. Because it was never just a website, it was a lesson. Systems built without a center cannot be easily destroyed. Networks designed to adapt will always outlast force. The Pirate Bay didn't just change piracy, it exposed a truth governments still struggle with today. If you can't shut it down, maybe you were never really in control.